Diane. Good evening. Hi Serena, how are you? Hello Julie. Hi Will. Hi Sue. Hi Louise. How are you Serena? Oh. Hi Shirley. Hello Medulla, how are you? Hello everybody. Hi Kim. Hi Kim. Two Kims at the same time. Hi Louise, good evening. How are you? Nice scratch on my hand, that's attractive. Hey Kim. Hi Anne. Another Anne. Hi Anne. Hi Roz. Hi Piggy Sue. Hope everybody's well. Hi Alison. Good evening Roz, how are you? It's not been too bad a day, although I did decide, yay Olga, hello there. I did decide to go and sweep the patio half an hour before going live, and that wasn't a good idea. I'm out of breath. Hi Liz, have you cleaned those stencils Liz? Hi Diane. Hi Kay. Record time Sue, yay. Hi Vicky. I'm hot already and I've not even done a live. Hi Rita, how are you? Have you had a good day? Finished all your cleaning? I haven't. I need to have a day cleaning. And Olga's with us, yay. Hello Joanna. Good evening. Hi Shirley. Good evening everybody, how are you all? Come on, you need to tell me what you've been doing today. Good evening Linda. Hello Mario. Nut Job's back here again. Hello, I decided to sweep the patio. How was that for half an hour before going live? We must stop meeting like this, Vicky, exactly. I bet you didn't sweep your patio before you came live, did you? I did. Hi Mandy. Hi Hazel, how are you? Hello Karen. So yes, I decided to sweep the patio and I only half did it. Hello Michelle, cuckoo. I only half did the patio. I wish I'd never started. It needs about 3 days on it. Good evening, Kim. Hi, Lillian. How are you? Hi, Jane. So what have you all been up to? Hi, Chantal. Thank you for sharing, Chantal. Very efficient indeed. Hi, Lynn. There's quite a few Lyns tonight. Every time I say hello, Lynn, I think I've said it. Hello, Belinda. Are you getting... I'm getting my Tracy fix. I'm out of breath, Belinda. I swept the patio. Some of my stamps arrived. Yippee, Linda. I've been making paper from tissue today. That's fat. I love that technique. You mowed the lawn, Diane. It was about a foot long. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted just from sweeping the lawn, Diane. Sweeping the lawn? What am I talking about? That's because you've said lawn. Oh, dear me. From sweeping the patio. And honestly, it needs about 3 days on it. Maybe you can watch tonight, Diane. Found boxes of Tymol stuff while getting everything ready for Saturday. Yay, Rita, that's a result. We can use them on Saturday morning. Been playing with the new daisy stamp. Did you enjoy it, Roz? I love that daisy stamp. Hi, Beverly. Say hi to Mia for me. Hi, Mia. I'm going to be enormous when it's up. Well, that's why I swept the patio, Vicky, because I thought if I swept a bit, I might lose £3. And 2 of the stamps arrived, Joanna. Yay! I couldn't sleep, so I was ordering Distress Oxide inks at 3 a.m. Oh dear, Joanne. 3 a.m. Mind you, at 3 a.m. I was trying to think what I was going to show you tonight. You've cleaned the bathroom, Olga, in between lives. I haven't even done that in between lives. My whole life seems to be lives at the moment. I've done no cleaning, no hoovering, no dusting, no gardening. I've got to do some tomorrow. Karen, 107 and 165 arrived. Karen, you're just showing off. What is 107 and 165? I've got no idea. All the numbers now have jumbled into one. Had to plan for a whole apartment but gave up at the idea. That's me, Olga. I'll clean one little bit like I've swept a bit of the patio. And then I can't give. I know, sweeping the lawn. That's because Diane said lawn, so I said sweeping the lawn. I'm not that sad. I didn't sweep the lawn. And Sue's been gardening while waiting for your stamps, Sue. Hopefully they won't be long. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Ros. I was ordering stamps from Stampers Grove about the same time. What, at 3 a.m, Sue? Are you mad? 3 a.m? Mind you, I was thinking about what I'm doing tonight at 3 a.m. I made some cookies this morning, but been plain this afternoon. Sue, as you well know, Sue, I can't bake for toffee. My teas will arrive for Stampers Grove. Wow, that was quick, Gina. Ready for the weekend now, Gina. Yay. I'm looking forward to the weekend because we're not rushing. We're just going to take our time. Found out today I've got some pigment ink. I'll be able to have a go at the ink into water. Oh, brilliant. Been tidying my craft room and found a dozen lunar lights. You need to be using them then, Kay. You have to be of an age to know what they are. I know what lunar lights are. I'm of that age, Kay, unfortunately. And I'm ageing by the day. Can you send me a link or how to get to April's place for this month's flower cards to enter? Oh, yes, of course I can, Belinda. I was thinking, who's April's place? I was thinking it was a new place we needed to go. Hi, Margaret, in my pyjamas, as usual. Hi, Jane. I nearly said hi, Tracy, to myself. I've knackered. I've cartured 2 of my 3 patios. Oh, Jane, now you're showing off. I swept a little bit and that was it for me. Hope you cook some when this isolation is over. I don't cook anything, Sandra. My husband does all the cooking. You're lucky I can just about do this kind of cooking. Never mind the cooking on the oven. Forget that. And you're waiting for stencils from a Chanda, Karen? Oh, hopefully they'll arrive soon. I know they sound yum, don't they, Vicky's cookies? Oh, made a banana loaf. Wow, you're all so good. Banana loaf with honey and pecan nuts. You just put me to shame. You just put me to shame. I'm useless at that. Listen, I didn't say that I was any good at cooking. I've never been good at cooking. It just sounds yum, that does. It really does. Oh, sounds lovely. Anyway, tonight's live, I've now lost the slip of paper. Do you know, we haven't even started. Tonight's live is for Leslie Leslie Cove. Oh dear, why do I bother? Tonight's live is for Leslie Cove, who's got a gel plate and she wanted to go back to basics. Hey Autumn, how are you? How's your daughter? Hello Arbu, welcome. I know I have an acrylic rolling pin in my craft cupboard somewhere, so I may be some time looking for that tomorrow. Oh, don't ask me, I can't find anything. I ordered the smallest stamp from this week's one day special. It's beautiful, isn't it, Serena, Olga's stamps? Hi Sheila. Oh, thank you for sharing, Lynn. You're so efficient, thank you. Hi Anne, hello there. Hi Jane. I was responding to Sue McDo. I just respond, Sandra, to anything. My hubby's really good. He's really good. He does the cooking. If he didn't do the cooking, I don't think I'd have time for anything else. I know all this yummy food. I've got time for anything else. All I do is craft. Hi, Patricia. All sound so... I know, don't they sound organised, Karen? Unlike me. We all have our own talents, Tracy. I've got very few, Alison, trust me. I can garden and craft. That's as far as my talents go. They don't go any further. Hello, Sandy. Tracy is to blame for doing all kinds of fun stuff. Just get well so we can play again. Yes, you need to get well. Definitely. You need an apron saying don't cook, don't clean, just craft. That's me. So... tonight's live is all about the basics for the gel press or gel plate, whatever you want to call it. I've got to bake tomorrow, so usually make cakes each week for my coffee mornings, and I'm getting withdrawal symptoms. Yay, Raj, you get back into doing some baking. I can't because I'm useless. Eat, sleep, craft, repeat. That's me, Linda. Eat, sleep, craft, repeat. But tomorrow I have to do some cleaning. Rita says, hi Karen, I think I deleted your request by mistake. Rita, that's what I do. I press too quickly and delete things I'm not supposed to do. Hi, Linda. Oh, I'm so useless. I'm dangerous. Right, okay. So just a few things first about the gel plate. Now, I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional at the gel plate. Hi, Linda. I just do what I enjoy. I just do what floats my boat. I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm just explaining. Hello, Anne from Norway. Tracy, you are so not useless, trust me. With technology, I'm dangerous, Jane. Truly dangerous with technology. Hi, Chris. Hello there. How are you, Chris? Hi, Leslie. Leslie, this is for you. Now let me read it closer. Leslie Cave. I've put cove. It was cave. Leslie, this is for you. Specifically for you, Luke. I wrote it down. Gel press, Leslie Cave. I wrote it down, Luke. So I do take notice sometimes. So somebody's jealous over Vicky. What does Vicky do? How do you do that, Vicky? What does Vicky do? Vicky, managed to put this on big TV. Oh no, Vicky, no. I'm just pretending I'm not on big TV. My hubby does that, Vicky. He puts it on the big TV screen. And I'm like, how'd you do that? No, I don't put myself on big TV. Listen, it's scary enough on this little space. Never mind a big screen. My hand's on big screen. How frightening is that? Oh, you are impressive, Vicky. That's very impressive. And welcome from New Jersey, Maureen. Hello there. Hello, Robin. Well, it was decided last night. Abs is king of jelly plate on his live. Right, so there are many things you can do on the gel plate. Now, I'm going to show some of the basics. So I'm going right back to basics for somebody who's literally opened their jelly plate and done nothing with it. That's where we're going tonight. So I'll be talking in basic speak. I will be talking very basic and starting right from the beginning. You should project you onto... Oh, good grief. No, Leslie, I am not projecting me onto the wall. That is a frightening thought. So we're going very back to the basics. So first of all, the gel press. The gel press, the gel plate. This is my gel press, gel plate, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see, it is well loved, not cleaned. I don't recommend that you clean your gel presses. Don't clean them because you get better prints if you don't clean them. It's much better if you don't clean them. You get lots more fun prints if you don't clean them. Now the gel press, the surface of a gel press is very sensitive, so it captures lots of detail. It captures lots of detail and lots of textures, and it's a reusable printing surface. So that's starting at the basics. So we're going right back to the basics. We're not looking at being fancy. We're not looking at getting too technical. No technical speak here. Right back to basics. So if this is not the live for you, I understand if you want to leave, but we're going right back to basics. And we're going back to basics in Tracy fashion, how Tracy does it. So right back to basics, nothing fancy here. Now with the gel press, what you need to know is that there are many surfaces that you can print on. You can print onto paper, you can print onto card, you can print onto tissue, you can print onto lots of surfaces. You can print onto skeleton leaves, feathers, calico. You can print onto anything. So test your surfaces. But we're going onto sellotape. We're going right back to basics. We're not doing anything fancy. Now, I've been playing with my gel press tonight. And what I've done, for me... Oh, I'm glad it's what you need, Lynn. Thank you. I don't like to teach people to suck eggs, as we say. But obviously, we do need to go back to basics sometimes. It's great. There is a lot more people, a lot more professional than me at the gel press. And they can make the gel press sing. What we're doing here is going back to basics. Now, when you're going back to basics and you finish off this live and you turn the live off, some things that I recommend, if you're starting with basics, or if you rarely use yours, Nicola, it's really good fun. It's really good fun. Now, what I recommend when you're starting with basics, hi Sue, start with a limited colour palette. Had to rush off for a minute as the cat bought a baby rabbit. Oh no, Kim. Oh, did you save the baby rabbit? So what we need to do, what I would recommend is, when you're starting with the gel press, start with a limited colour palette. And if I was you, I would start with opaque paints. So you might be asking me, well, why would you start with opaque paints? I would start with opaque paints because you've got less chance of making mud. So start with basics. Start with a limited colour palette. Hi sis, hi Lillian. So start with a limited colour palette. So don't go with too many colour palettes. When you see Abs use his gel plate, he will use lots of bright colours. I'm telling you to use a limited colour palette to start off very basically. If you adore bright colour palettes, then you start with your colour palette, but tone it down with very few colours. Don't go with lots of colours all in one go, because you might not be happy with what you achieve. So go with a limited colour palette. So that's what I'm doing tonight. These are my colours tonight. And the reason I'm using the paper artsy ones is because for me personally, I adore the vintage look. I adore the chalky finish. I like the fact it dries a little bit quicker. That's for me. I also like the fact that you can print it onto calico if you use the fresco finish paints. I can go onto fabric as well. So the thing for, have I got any calico? I've got a bit of calico. So I'm going with these four colours. Okay. On the floor, Tracy. On the floor, Tracy does that. On the floor, exactly. So these are some of the prints that I've got. Very basic prints. And this is just my rubbing off with my brayer. So let me show you some of the things I've done. These are some of the cards I've created with my gel press tonight. This one here is just the very bare necessities of paint that were left on my gel press. I even picked those up and created a card. Yes, the screen's going blurry, I can see it. It's because it's obviously trying to focus as I'm moving. Hopefully it will clear. And obviously because a lot of people are online as well. But I'm clear now. Mine's totally clear now. So these are the cards that I've created with the gel press prints. So these are gel press prints that I've created cards with. It's okay, is it now, Belinda? Brilliant. It's probably, the more you move on your live, the more the camera tries to focus. What are your colours, Tracy? So these are my colours. I'm using khaki, sage, honeydew and Byzantium to bring a pop of colour. Now I'm going with a limited colour palette, and as I bring these paints in, Belinda, the phone will try to focus on those colours. So I'm going with a limited colour palette. Hello Dawn, welcome. So I'm going right back to basics with a limited colour palette. If you want to use bright colours, that's entirely up to you. That's your colour choice. But when I'm taking it back to basics, for me, it's about not overpowering you with too much information. So all you have to remember is that a gel press or a gel plate is a sensitive surface that allows you to take detailed textural prints. It's a reusable printing surface. So these are the cards that I've created from my gel press prints. So that's one with the daisy. I love the fresco paints, Kim. I love the fact that it's a bit more vintage. Any paints you can use, Jane. Any paints at all. So you can use any paint. So I made that card. I made this card with the leftover paint. Oh, your stamps arrived today, Maureen. Brilliant. So this is with the leftover paint. I'll show you how to do that as well with the leftover paint. And that was a clean and simple card. And this is with a second generation print. So this is with a second generation print as well. So if we get time, we'll probably create this card because we haven't used the mushroom yet. It's the toadstool. Hi, Joanna. Oh, I'm glad you like them, Joanna. Thank you. So I was really pleased with those, and I quite liked the stitching with me rusty nail on that one. So, oh, and you've got great. I love these colours, Annette. Mine ain't. Oh, bless. Sorry, Jane. Emulsion tester pots, absolutely, Lindy. The simple cards are so relaxing. We don't always have to go too overcomplicated. So let's take this right back to basics. But what I wanted to show you with the cards was that even with basic colours, I do love a mushroom as well, Dawn. With basic colours and with not too many colour palettes, you can still get a lovely card. Can you see here? I've even got stenciling on the top. It's very subtle, but I've added it on the top of the daisy, just so you can see. So we don't have to overcomplicate things. So let's just move those out of the way at the moment onto the window ledge, because there's no more space anywhere else. I've run out of space. So these are some of the prints that I've done. So we're going to do lots of prints, but we're going to go right back to basics. So first of all, the important things, especially done in butter. So there's my gel press. What you need with your gel press is a spare piece of card. And I'm going to talk really slowly. So if you're bored by that, I don't blame you leaving the Facebook Live. It's because I'm going right back to basics. So you need a spare piece of card, your gel press, and a brayer. Sorry, Thomas just FaceTimed me with the granddaughter. How lovely, Liz. That's beautiful. Special times. So what we're going to do is we're starting right from basics. So what you need to do first is decide on your stencils. Do you know, I had my oh, it's there. Do you know, I have the stencils just so I can see them, and then I can't see the damn things. Decide on what stencils you want to use. And again, are we making you hungry, Belinda? Hi, Gayle. So what you need to also think about is what stencils, what materials you want to use. You can use stencils, bubble wrap, anything that makes marks. You can use Posca paint pens, anything that is mark making you can use on your gel press, but not something that embeds on your gel press. You can't make any sharp marks on your gel press because it'll gouge marks out of it. So you don't want to do any of that. You don't want to make any marks on there, but you can use your Posca pens as well. So right, we're going to start. Let's start off really basic. So let's say you've never had a gel press before. So that's what we're aiming at. So apply your paint to your gel press. And this is going back really, really basic. Okay. So what you need to do first is get a feel for your gel press. When you've never used a gel press before, you need to know what it feels like. You need to know how it responds to paint or ink. So my suggestion is get some paint and put some blobs of paint on there straight away. I struggle to get it out of the tube. I have to give it a good shake, I must admit. But my suggestion is put 3 blobs of paint on your gel press and get a feel for the gel press. And use your brayer and get a feel for the brayer. So brayer over your paint. And because I'm using opaque paints, I won't get mud. And brayer off the excess. Can you see on the side? Because that'll make a lovely background as well. So get a feel. Now, just go over a couple of times. Now, all I'm going to say now is get a feel for your gel press. And what that means is add some paint. Don't add a stencil. Don't add a stencil. Just go over with a piece of card with your paint, just so you can get a feel for what the gel press feels like. So this is what happens when you just add the paint to the gel press. Nothing special at all. So you're just getting a feel for it. So what you're doing is you're adding your paint to your gel press with total randomness. You're getting a feel for what your gel press feels like. So add paint to your gel press like I'm doing with no thought to it whatsoever. You're just adding layers of paint, maybe like Seth would do, hello Kim, with his pieces of card. You can monoprint with card, but all as I'm doing is adding layers of paint to the gel press. I'm not adding any patterns, I'm not adding any stencils. Hi Rizwana, we're just getting a feel, hi Emma, for the gel press. So that's all we're doing, is we're getting a feel for the gel press to prove that you don't need any fancy kit. You don't need, all you need is paint and inks. You don't need stencils initially. You can just practice by adding bits of paint, and keep adding your bits of paint to your rub off card here. Can you see this card is looking just as nice? And then just pick up your paint like I'm doing, like so, with your gel press. This is going to be the simplest background you've ever created, okay? So this adds, I like the smell of the gel press as well, Samantha. Hi Emma. So this is one of the basic backgrounds you can get from your gel press. Nothing too specific. So then you might say, well, what can I do with that? Well, what you can do with that is then get your stencils and do the prints I've told you before. We're going back to the gel press, don't worry. But what you can do then is go back to your basics where we've added paint to the stencil. So add your paint to the stencil. We'll go back to the gel press shortly. And we can now, this little background that we've created here, you can then, I need to take the wrapper off my gel press first. Absolutely, Sue, you need to do that. So we've created the most basic of backgrounds on the gel press. Yes, it's a pleasant smell. So you've got a basic background here. We're not talking anything complicated. So what we're saying now is this is what you can do with your basic backgrounds of a gel press. You can then add layers to it. So this is your first basic print. So you then can add layers to it and start adding your stamping. Okay, so you've literally done nothing so far. You've literally created a simple background with the gel press. Nothing complicated at all. What card do you use, please? I'm using either the reverse of Centura Pearl or I'm using Pink Frog White Card Smooth. That's nothing difficult. That's your gel press just getting a feel for what it's like. That was white paint, Leslie. Just white paint, snowflake white paint. Okay, so that's all I've done with that. You can't get more basic than that. All as I've done is add paint to the gel press and picked it up with my card. That's as basic as you get. Now we can start having some fun. Still basic techniques, Leslie, nothing complicated. And look at your wipe off background. Look at your wipe off background. Your wipe off background is just as good as anything. You need to use it, Kim. It's fab. But look at this background. We've done nothing with it apart from brayer off. That's it. Fantastic background. Always, when you're playing with your... Whoops! I've just dropped my brayer on the floor. Always, when you're playing with your gel press, have a spare piece of card here. It's very easy, Sue. Trust me. Have a spare piece of card. Let's take it up a level. We take it up a level now. So again... Add your couple of blobs of paint. Less is more. Don't add too much paint. Less is more. Hello, Shelley. Keep the plastic from the cereal boxes. Good for messy work. Exactly, Leslie. Keep your plastic. That's what I like about the lives. We're all full of nice, good tips. So what we can do then is you've got your paint here, okay? And add a little bit of paint to the side. So I'm going as slow as possible so that we don't rush ahead, okay? So we've got two colours on the gel press and one colour on the side here, okay? Hello, Sherrod. So brayer your paint over the gel press like so, okay? Brayer off the excess paint. And then I want to add some touches of this Byzantia. So just use your brayer very lightly because you don't want to take all that paint off, and brayer off your excess paint onto your excess card, okay? Take your stencil in this case totally dotty, and place it on the gel press. The paint will add suction to the stencil and make it stick to the gel press. Okay? Take a piece of white card and place that card down onto the stencil. This is called a basic print. A basic print. But if you're looking for simple backgrounds, you can't get simpler than this. So the stencil is down on the gel press. I'm trying to talk slowly so people can make notes. Replying to Belinda, yes, Centura Pearl is Crafter's Companion or Pink Frog card. So here you see, we've got another background. Can you see? Simple. Does it matter if you use a hard or soft brayer? It does for me, Sarah. The hard brayers lift the paint too much. That's why I like a speedball brayer, because it's got the right density, right amount of sponginess, not too soft, not too hard. I've used a speedball brayer for years and years and years. But that is a background, a simple background in itself. All you've done is place it down onto the stencil, okay? Very basic. Basic backgrounds, okay? So then you lift your stencil, and I'm hoping you can see on camera. Can you see on camera that you've still got a print on the gel press? I'm hoping my phone can focus in on that. I love how you're replying to each other. So we've still got a print on there. This is called a second generation print. Now please remember, I'm not the expert of gel presses. I just do what floats my boat. Not everything that is done on a gel press floats my boat. That's why I like to do what floats my boat. So now we've got this on here. So I'm trying to go as slow as possible to give you as much information as possible. So this is now dry on my gel press. It's dry. It's not wet. And you could go away and you could make a cup of tea. You could go away and garden for 3 hours. It wouldn't matter. You can take as long as you want with this process. There is no rush. So that can dry on there. Hi, Liz. That can dry on there as long as you want it to. It doesn't matter. So what you can do then is, what we need to do then is reactivate, because you can reactivate dry layers on the gel press. So you can use lots of so I could go in with a Posca paint pen now if I wanted and add in dots and this, that and the other. But this is basic. So that is now dry on there. So what I'm going to do now is use a light colour. So pick a light colour. So in this case, I'm using Honeydew, which is lighter than the colours that are on there. It is a light roll with the brayer. You don't need to press hard. No, you don't. You never need to press hard on the gel press. Just a light roll. So now I'm going to add a light layer. Can you see just one little blob? That's probably too much of Honeydew paint, okay? So what I'm going to do now is lightly brayer over the gel press, okay? Take off the excess onto your excess card. Can you see? You can still see that print underneath. You can still see that print underneath there. Place your card down on the gel press and give a nice firm rub. Nice firm rub on the back side. Could you use the shaving foam technique on this? You could see what it would work like. I think it'd go a bit blur all over the gel press, but you could try definitely. So give that a good rub over the gel press. And you're making sure, because you're lifting dry layers of paint. Hi Kathleen. So you're lifting dry layers of paint, so you need to give a good rub. And this, for me, is the best print. So when you lift this up, this gives my favourite print. Look at that. So what you've got now is 3 different, let me bring this in, 3 different looks, okay? Same, this is why you use a limited, what is the definition of blur? So this gives you 3 different backgrounds, and if you use a limited, I've done the shaving foam technique, it looks good, doesn't it, Diane? So limited colour palette I'm not creating mud. And I've got 3 different backgrounds there, all simple that everybody can achieve. You don't have to go too over the top. I adore the 2nd generation print, which is this one. I adore that. But let's take it up another level. So go back to your paint layers again. So again, I've created another background here with my brayered off paint. So get another piece of card, bring it here for brayering off. I could keep going on to the same card, but I'm going to use those, so I don't want to. So I'm going to add sage and khaki. I will definitely upload to YouTube, no problem, Lindy. So now I'm going to add khaki and sage. So, okay. So again, add a blob of paint. Okay, we take it up another level. Add a blob of paint. Okay, so some blobs of paint. Make sure I've got my stencils ready. And again, lightly bray your paint. I'm not pressing on. I'm just lightly braying. Nothing complicated. I'm lightly braying. Braying off the... You can see how much paint I don't need because I'm braying off the excess. Add a touch of the purple to the side. And again, just a light touch to the gel press because you don't want to remove all the paint you've just added on. Remove the excess. So then, place your stencil onto the gel press again. Okay, but this time, place 2 stencils. Another stencil with more detail on. So place a 2nd stencil on top of the first. And then just press. You won't get much of a print here because I'm just making sure it makes a good contact. Rosario, oh cuckoo. So then, just literally, I'll catch up with your comments in a minute. I just have to concentrate. So what I'm doing is just removing some of that paint. But that, for me, would create a clean and simple card. Okay? Now, lots of people, lots of the professionals who use the gel plate use paper to do this. I don't use paper to do this because I like to use every print and I like a good sturdy base. But lots of people use tissue paper or rice paper. I don't because it's too thin a surface for me and has got less uses. So if we lift this up, can you see that I've now got a double print? A double print of 2 stencils. I'm hoping the camera is picking that up. I'm not going to rush. Can you see that I've now got 2 prints? I prefer to use card. It doesn't mean it's the right way. The professionals like to use copy paper. I don't because it's too thin. I like to use every print that I make. And I like to use every print that I make because look what I've got. I've got those 3 prints and I've done nothing fancy. And these are just the wipe-offs. I don't want to put them wipe-offs on copier paper because then the copier paper's harder to use. I've put them on card because then I can use them. So the camera's picked that up, hasn't it? Brilliant. So it's picked that up, and as you can see, I've got circles and I've got a print inside the circle. Okay? So now we can do that 2nd generation printing again. Let's take another piece of card. This is where you get through loads of card. And then you look for your paint that's disappeared. So I use the honeydew again. And this is why I use a limited colour palette. Because I make loads of backgrounds using a limited colour palette. And then I work with them first. I don't overcomplicate it with 25 different colours. Like so. Brayer off the excess. Okay. And then take your card and again give a good feel. What size gel plate, please? Linda, I'm using a 5x7. I use a 5x7 because I make a lot of cards and my projects are never ginormous. You can get very big gel plates. That I like working with this one because it's smaller. You can get a large gel plate or a gel press and then you can create, you know, master boards and cut it up. But I haven't got a large one. Hey up, Carolyn. But look at that for the double print. Oh, I just love that. Look at that now. We now have 4 prints. And I've used a limited, I can't hold 4. I've used a limited colour palette. I can't even hold that one. I've used a limited colour palette. But look at that. That's got a double print, a print within a print. And it's not too complicated. I'm not overfacing you with information. And we're not going to go too much information. But can you see how fantastic that looks? A print within a print. I just adore it. So we'll use that one for the mushroom. So, and again, we've got these. These are all your wipe-offs from your brayer. Your wipe-off prints. So they are backgrounds in themselves. And you've done nothing but wipe your brayer off. Hello, Nikki. Hoi, hoi, Tracy. Hello, Nikki. So, nothing too complicated for you, okay? Let me just wipe a bit of this up because it's getting so dry and mucky. It's playing with my head now. Same piece of kitchen roll from 3 days ago. I'm doing well. Right. So before we create the card, we've got one more background. So we've got cool backgrounds here, but this is why you don't clean your gel press. Let me show you why you don't clean your gel press. You don't clean your gel press for this reason. Take your honeydew paint and add, we'll add it here actually, we'll add without a H, we'll add the paint here, and we're just going to add it to these dry bits of paint. Can you see these dry bits of paint around the edges? I've got so much in the way. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift these dry bits of paint. Can you see? Looks like worn wallpaper. I'll keep doing it while you're watching. This is why you don't clean your gel press. Because you pick up these dry layers of paint. Keep lifting them. Can you see I'm getting a worn wallpaper look? It looks like worn wallpaper. So this is another technique. I'm doing good with the kitchen roll, aren't I, Belinda? So that's another look. Just a bit more paint here. See if we can lift a bit more. Keep doing it. And keep lifting. Does that make sense? So you've now got another background. Because you're lifting those total dry layers of paint. And for me, I adore that. That is just like worn wallpaper. So that is another technique. So you can keep adding it and keep taking the print. Can you see? So you can make that go all over the card if you want. So if I show you all the backgrounds and then we'll make a card. Let me bring all the backgrounds in. Let's just clean up a bit. This kitchen roll's definitely getting a bit grubby, Belinda. Absolutely getting a bit grubby. Let's bring in the backgrounds we've created. Now don't forget these are the base. Oh, I've just thought, let's just have another go. Before I bring in the backgrounds, I've just thought, hang on. Let me try something. Okay, let's do the background again. Are you all right for time? So we're now going to add the paint again. Too much paint added there, but doesn't matter. I love how you're all talking to yourselves. Well, you're not talking to yourselves, you're talking to each other. So it's just lovely how you're doing that. So I'm just going to create another background again. Just because I want to try something else. Where's my stencil? I have to remember where my stencils are because I just chuck them all over the place. So we're just going to brayer this over again. Brayer off the excess. So you get into a habit of braying off the excess. Now the professionals, because I'm not a professional, the professionals have another gel press by the side of them. And they brayer the extra paint onto another gel press. But I don't. I brayer it onto another piece of card because I love the background so much. But that's just a personal thing. Place this stencil again. We're going to do something different. Place this on the top. Let me just get my piece of... I use that much card. Place that onto there. You've seen what? Oh yeah, they do, Belinda. They use another gel press. but obviously that they are very professional and use another gel press to put the excess paint on. I do what works for me, and what works for me is creating all these backgrounds at the same time so I don't waste anything. That's what works for me. Something different might work for you, but we're all different. We all create differently, but I'm no professional. So now we've got that background again. So I'm just going to try something a bit different. I just need it to dry a little bit more. So while it dries, we'll show you the backgrounds we've got so far. Let me just, oh, that wipe is disgusting. Yes, so if you've got two, Leslie, have your other gel press by the side of you. I've got two, but I just go straight onto my card because I like them backgrounds. Have your other gel press by the side of you, and then you can create hundreds of backgrounds in one go. So then you're not wasting any of your paint. You're not wasting any paint. So while this just dries a little bit more, let me show you. So these are our wipe background. I hope this is helping, Leslie. These are our wipe off backgrounds. This is why I don't have a second gel press, because I like these brayer off, as I call them, backgrounds. And if I bring in me, where's me, do you know, why do I just dump everything? Them brayer off backgrounds, that is what I created that card with. So one of them backgrounds there is what I created that card with. Oh, thank you, Isabel. So that is what I created that card with. And it just, a fantastic background. That's what I'm going to do, Leslie. So yes, so now I'm just going to show you these backgrounds. So those are the other backgrounds we created. So we did that one where we just literally picked the layers of paint up and nothing more. Then we had that background where we just placed it on top of the stencil while the stencil was still on the gel press. And that is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Then we had this one where we did the second generation print. And can you imagine adding a bit of shading underneath there? That would look fabulous. And this was a stencil on top of a stencil. Looks absolutely fantastic. So that's why I like to use a limited colour palette. So then what we're going to do is just check this is dry. It seems dry, yeah. Please don't use a heat tool on your gel press. That is not a good idea. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take right in the middle some sellotape, place the sellotape onto the gel press. We used to do this quite a few years ago. I'll just do one. Let's see if it works. It works when I do alcohol inks, but let's see if it works with paints. So what you need to do with your sellotape is give it a good burnishing. I know what I could have done. I could have done it a different way by adding a layer of paint underneath. Oh, no heat, definitely not. We do our Slimming World group on Zoom. What's Zoom? And you just had your tea. Oh, stew and dumplings. Oh, Shally. Oh, did you have to tell us that? I'm starving. Actually, now you've said that, my stomach's rumbling. Oh, you see, this is why I just love techniques so much. Let me get a piece of white card. This is why I like crafting so much. Let me just bring that up, and that is sellotape. I'm starving, Jane. And that is your sellotape. Look how good that looks. That's sellotape. So that works really well. It works fantastic. But we've still got all this left. Hello, John. So I hope you're well. So we've still got all this left. So let's make use of it and not waste it. Let's do that. I haven't said anything rude today. I'm doing quite well. I've not said anything rude. Right. And my sellotape, of course, because I'm such a professional, is going to stick to everything. Give that a good rub. Give its backside a good rub. Just to lower the tone a little bit. It's amazing, isn't it, Jane? Oh, I just love it. So but your paint, don't forget, your paint layer has to be dry. So lift this and I've just got to move off camera because it's stuck down the back of my gel plate. There we go. Let me bring this into the card like so. I'll turn it to the side so you can see, then we'll trim the sellotape. Oops. And then I'll bring the backgrounds in and we'll create a card. Let me lift this up for you. Let's trim this because that's going to irritate me so much. Let's trim this and then you can see what we've created. Let's move that out the way. I'm missing your comments. Yes, you could, because it's still sticky, let me just lift that. Because this is still sticky, you can add gold leaf flakes. So Olga, who loves her gold, she could add gold leaf flakes behind that. So if you add gold leaf flakes behind that, it works really well. So the gold leaf works amazingly. So when you're at home and you try this technique, get your gold leaf flakes out and give it, oh, it's gone blurred. It's trying to focus. It's because it's shiny. Give it a try with the gold leaf flakes and then it'll work really well. But can you imagine the daisy stamped onto that? The daisy stamped onto the sellotape would look brilliant, the daisy would. It would look fantastic stamped onto the sellotape. Looks amazing. I just love it. So also, you've now, let's just get rid of that. Now it's another background we've created. And then, because we don't want to waste it, I'm sorry, I'm not freezing. No, I'm not freezing. Is somebody freezing? This is the problem with Facebook Lives, really. You can't predict what's going to happen. And if you waffle as much as I do, nobody can predict what happens. So now, we're going to add the card and see if we can pick up any of those dry layers. You're not freezing either. Oh, good. I'm glad somebody's not freezing. So we're just picking up these dry layers again of this paint. And then we'll go through all the backgrounds that we've created. How long have we been on? Oh, we're all right. Like so. But you see, look at this. That's just dry paint. I mean, how fantastic is that? That's just the dry bits of that. I mean, these backgrounds are just fantastic. Look at them. They're just wonderful. I love them. Replying to Kim. I love how you reply to each other. Would you have to use StazOn to stamp onto the sellotape? Absolutely. So you'd have to use a StazOn to stamp onto that. But what I've done in one of my books is I've cut this sellotape up into little bits and added little bits to my book. You know those little books that we've made? Or you could even put that onto a mount board and then cut a book out of it. That would be fab. You could make a book out of it. Or, you know those books that we created, the little ones? You could make the covers out of them. Stick it to card and then make the cover. So that would be the cover of your book. Oh, that would be fab. That would be fab. And then you can use these backgrounds. So if I take this now and do something with the background, make your own washi tape. That's what I'm trying to hang on. Bear with me. This is one of my workshop classes. And we added bits of the tape. Can you see here? Bits of the sellotape to my book. So this is one of my books from a class that I teach. And I'm hoping to teach later in the year. We just added bits of the sellotape to the book. Just like so. Bits of sellotape to the cup. But it would look fantastic actually cut into a book. It would look amazing cut into a book. Have you lit the fire, Sue? Oh, wow. So, I'm hoping that helps a little bit with the gel plate. And I'm now going to create a card with this background. So, I'm now going to stamp my mushroom stamp or toadstool. And I'm going to stamp it on the background just to make a card. So we've got all those, look at all those backgrounds now that we've got. and I've done less than an hour on a Facebook Live, and look at all them backgrounds I've got. So I hope you share some of your backgrounds with me, and if you'd love to share the video, we'll then reach more people who maybe are feeling a bit down in the dumps. We might reach a few more people, and hopefully they might feel inspired not to sit there and feel a bit down. So now I'm going to stamp my mushroom, and I'm going to stamp it, I think I'm going to stamp this one here, like so, probably a bit further down. There we go, like so. So to look, do you want, Ruth says I need that book. Hang on, was that? Belinda says, I like the folding of that book, Tracy. If you could tell us how it's folded to do it. The book I've just shown, that's just an accordion. It's an accordion that I've just added several layers of the accordion. So you know when you just score at 2 inches or 4 inches and you create an accordion, I've just added several layers of it. I'll get the book again. So just lift this. What are we saying? What ink would you use on the sellotape, Tracy? Stays on. I will take my wrapper and have a go. It's a small one. Oh, definitely, give it a go. So now I've got a beautiful background for my toadstool. I just love that. And you've had fun creating your backgrounds, so give that a blot. Like so. It's just knowing that you want to do something with them afterwards. I'll get the book. Hang on, Belinda. So, Belinda, the book is just an accordion, Belinda. It's what we did in a workshop, and I just keep adding accordions all together. It's just an accordion. I can do this as an online workshop, but obviously this would take a lot more sessions and might be a little bit more than, imagine, we could do a smaller version as an online workshop. What do you think, Vanessa? We could do it, but then you'd have to create the books yourself, because this is a die cut piece. So if you could create the books, your die cut piece, mind you, I could show you just how to do the accordion, couldn't I? Yes, we could do the accordion, just the accordion bit, as an online workshop. What do you think? What won't you something at? What won't you? Sorry, Linda, I don't know what your message means there. But yes, I could do the accordion as an online workshop, because it's a workshop that I normally do when I'm travelling around. So we could just do the accordion bit if you want on a workshop online. Yes, it's Eileen Hull's die, the notebook. But what I could do is we could do this bit online if you want. We could do this bit online. The accordion bit. I wonder, yeah, could do that online. So that could be an online workshop. So that's no problem. Yes, that could be an online workshop, definitely. Oh yes, people are saying yes. Oh great, okay. I was only going to do one online workshop because, you know everybody's got to look after the funds. That's why I try to charge a minimal charge for the online classes. So we're just going to, and now what I'm going to do is look for a book that should be out here somewhere. Why do I never leave stuff outside I always put it away. Replying to Margaret. The accordion book sounds fun. Okay. I now need a book. Oh, there it is. You see, I chucked it on the floor. Okay, Belinda. Oh, Eileen Hull die name, please. It's just called Notebook. I think Craft Stash have got it. It's the Notebook die. I don't know whether James has got it. It's the Notebook die. So what I'm going to do now is stamp the mushroom, the toadstool, onto some book pages. Oh, Liz, bless you. It's just I don't want to, I don't want to put too many workshops. James wants me to do a workshop as well. So I could do a workshop with James. But yes, we can do the accordion, no problem at all if that's what you want. I just didn't want to do too much advertising. I don't want to be too overpowering. So now I'm just going to add this mushroom to the book pages. I love using book pages. Can we do them a bit apart? Oh, absolutely, Margaret. I can't do everything all at once. No chance, Margaret. So, yes. No, I can't do them all at once anyway, Margaret. So, and I like to give people a bit of time to get over the workshop we're doing this weekend. So we'll do the workshop this weekend and then give everybody a bit of time for pennies to come in and, you know, people to get over the first workshop. So there's that stamped onto book pages, like so. But it's just nice to know if people are interested in certain workshops, then, you know, I know that when I do advertise it, I'm advertising it because people are interested. So there's something about toadstools that I just love. That's the tiny book die that's out at the moment, a very tiny book. But you could still do the technique with that. Just because I'm doing accordion doesn't mean you can't do a little book. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as mine. That's the whole point of inspiration, that we all do something a bit different. And on the workshop I'm doing this weekend, quite a few people are doing something totally different to what I'm doing. We're just going to have fun. We're going to enjoy the process. And for me, that's the most important thing, that we all enjoy our time together. So now, oh, I love this toadstool, Jane. It's just, I know it's my stamp, but I just find it so pleasing to the eye. My desk is a total disaster area. Total disaster area. So I'm just going to add the glue. Like so. I'll look at the comments in a minute. I love how you're all sharing. Like so. But that's why I like to give something back, because you've all been so supportive. So that's why I like doing the lives as well, just so that we all get time to chat. So I'm just adding that. Now that is perfect. Well, not perfect, but it looks lovely. Just move that out of the way. What we say? Oh, thank you, Belinda. That's really kind of you. Especially because there's a lot of us doing lives. So, you know, there's quite a lot going on at the moment. And I know it's difficult to fit everything in. Oh, Eileen's books are brilliant, Dawn. I found my old Learn to Play Guitar book for 40 years. It looks fab. Oh, brilliant, Liz. That's what you need to stamp on. Stamp on that. But as you can see, just finishes it off lovely. And then I've got a doily here. These, you know, these old doilies. Look how thin that is. It's still got this little bit of a price label on. I got this from a vintage shop. Do you know what would be... Oh, this is trying to focus on this. Let me put it down so it'll focus on it. You know what would be good with this? Your gel press. Put doilies on your gel press and take a print. Take a print with the doily. So you could do it with that. The pen, I know I love the pen nibs, but I do love the mushroom. Let me just... So what we're going to do is take a bit of this doily. I always like to try and get you to look for things in your house, just so that you look for some different things. And we're going to put this doily for added texture on here, just to bring some added texture to the card. Then stamp limited edition. It won't take us long to finish this card. Oops. I love our lives. Yes, try the doily on the gel press. A doily on the gel press would look fantastic. Would look brilliant, a doily would. So I'm now stamping limited edition because I like this. Is that sacrilege, Liz? Cutting up a doily? No. Is that what you mean? Is that sacrilege, Liz? The pencil's coming back in stock. Apparently, I know James has ordered some, and it's around about the 17th. Oh, I cut it up, Liz. It just sits in a drawer if I don't cut it up, so I may as well cut it up. So yes, I'm going to cut this now. So yes, around about the 17th. Yeah, piece of net curtain. A piece of net curtain would work just as well. So just cut this out. We're just cutting this limited edition sentiment out. Like so. So I'm going to add this here. I might leave it on. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. And then what we need to do is use some little numbers off an old book. What are we saying? I have a bag of doilies. There you go, Sue. Oh, you've got to cut them. If they're just sitting there and doing nothing, then they bring pleasure because they're on a card. So I say cut them up instead of storing them. We can't keep storing these products. They've got to be enjoyed. We need to enjoy them. So just add this like so to here. I'll lift it up so you can see. Don't worry, I won't keep it to myself. Let me move that out the way. I'm then going to staple just to add a different texture to my card. Sorry, I'm all fingers and thumbs tonight. Like so. Let me hold that up. So I've got the doily. I'll have to catch up. Tea's ready. Okay, Margaret, enjoy. In the 80s and cut up my mum's net curtains. Oh, Samantha, that's funny because Ian's sister, she cut up the net curtains for a dress for a dolly. So they had holes in the net curtains. So can you see? We've got the doily, and the doily, because it's vintage, goes with the toadstool. We've got these numbers from the book, limited edition. And then I'm going to use one of my clips because I love using these clips. And then we just need to do a bit of something else. Before we add that clip, what we need to do, because we just need to think about what we're doing. So I'm going to take a palette knife and a bit of honeydew paint. Oh, it doesn't matter, Alison. You can listen to my waffle later. Doesn't matter at all. So a touch of the purple, which won't come out the container, like so. And what I'm going to do is take a bit of this paint, get rid of that little bit of gunk on the side. That's it. And we're just going to go along with the paint, like so. Just to add some texture. I'll lift it up so you can see. She did. She cut the nets up and made a dolly an outfit. To say a mum wasn't very pleased is an understatement. An understatement. So use your palette knife just to add some textures to the side of your card, just so that purple comes in subtly around the edge of your card. I'll lift it up so you can see all the layers. It is worth doing these little touches. For me it is anyway. I like doing these little touches. So just add to here. That's it. So I've got all that paint. So don't waste that paint. Let's just wipe this. I just like it. I'm running out of ideas for you. I'm taxing my brain now. Can you see this bit of paint that's left? Just spray that onto a piece of card, like so. So you it. Now I can wipe up the dryness. This kitchen roll's getting really grubby. But can you see? You could even use that as a clean and simple card. Stamp if you got the... Where's my... Do you know, I wish I didn't chuck everything. Here it is. Can you see that I've just braided that off? You could put the toadstool there, just on that bit of colour, and you wouldn't need anything else. You just need the toadstool. You wouldn't need anything else. And you could pick out some of the little number areas. I just love it. And then what I'm going to do to finish the card, so that's another background we've created, all in the same sitting. So I'm now going to add this clip the edge of my card just to give it a different... That's it. I couldn't move it then. To add that, and then to finish it off. Did you find me again, Belinda? Did you lose me? Might be a good thing if you lost me, Belinda. You never know. Just to add some touches of black. I never like to rush my cards. Ow! Just stabbed myself with a needle. I never like to rush my cards. I like to take my time. Oh, my mum used to make us 3 girls making outfits. Our dolls used to... Oh, we did that, Sue. Your dolls' outfits matched your own outfits. Oh, that was so cute. That was so cute, that was. I used to adore my teeny tiny tears. My teeny tiny tears had a potty and she used to wee as well. I used to think it was ace because I could give her a bottle and then she'd wee. What was that? No way, Tracy. Did others lose feed too? What? Somebody's lost the feed? I have to keep catching up because I'm concentrating on my cards so much. I keep missing the conversation. You could all be saying anything, you know, because I keep losing the conversation. And then what we need to finish the card off before we put it on a black mat. The state of my desk is just diabolical. What we need then to finish it off is we need a couple of little touches. We need our heartfelt stamp to add some stamping in the background. Oh yes, that really finishes it off. Oh, you're playing with your gel right now, Satu. Yay! That's fantastic. I'll lift this up so you can see it in a second. Just so you can see the finishing touches. And then add a touch of shading with your pencil around your mushroom, toadstool, whatever you want to call it. Just add a touch of shading. Purple's a really good colour for adding shading, purple is. It's really good. I love adding purple. It's really good for shading. Tracy is doing a workshop, I think it's Sunday. Yes, I am. Sunday I'm doing a workshop, a live workshop. We're going to be doing it live like this on a Facebook Live. If it cuts off, we just come back again. It's going to be 2 lives, one on Saturday at 10 AM and one on Sunday. And you can catch up with it anytime. It doesn't have to be done live. You can do it anytime. But yes, we're going to have a live workshop, chin wag together. A good old chin wag, putting the world to rights and doing a workshop. So let's add this to a black mat. Like so. Let's move that out the way. So this is what we've done tonight. We've created this card. We've created all these backgrounds. There's hundreds of backgrounds we've created tonight. Just in one live. Do you know, I've really enjoyed that. Chin wag, chin wag. Not whack, wag, W-A-G, chin wag. A good old gossip. My 3 oldest sisters had tiny tears. I had teeny tiny tears. She was the smaller one. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I really did. So that card looks really nice on black. So if I bring in the original, that was the original because on the original, look, I added a rusty nail, which I'll do after the live. Can you see on the original? And I used a different stencil. I added the rusty nail and I've added some stitching. And then with your other backgrounds, you could create a clean and simple card. I love that flower. So that gives you a nice clean and simple card, you know, with the pick-up bits of card. And then we did that one with a mop-up one. Chin wag, that's it, chin wag. So these are the kind of cards you can create with your backgrounds. So I'm really pleased with that. I hope I explained the gel press well enough for you. So I hope that was okay. Now I'll be back on Thursday because tomorrow I spotted the fab background stamp. Can you see it there, Belinda? The background stamp there. I'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, because tomorrow I've got to create 3 cards for a magazine and I need to do some cleaning. Rusty nails are brilliant. Why have I just put my rusty nail? Oh, it's here. I love rusty nails. These are horseshoe nails. I rusted them myself. But I'll be back on Thursday. I've got no idea what we're doing on Thursday, but I hope that those that are a little bit frightened of the gel press, if you're a bit frightened of the gel press, just take those nice simple steps and you'll have a wonderful time. So I hope I answered all your questions. If there's anything you want to see on future live, just let me know. And I will see you Thursday, around about the same time-ish, but I will advertise anyway. Oh, thank you, Lucy. That's really lovely. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. See you all on Thursday. Take care. Bye. Bye.